Hello, you beautiful sack of haunted meat. Today we are answering the question, why do some gyms not allow deadlifts? We're going to talk about the answer to that question and also a little bit about gym and different types of gym culture because, hey, let's face it, a lot of people right now, they're getting back out there. You're vaccinated, you're doing the thing, you're trying to figure out what is the best way, where, how, when should I be getting my fitness in? So let's talk about the gyms that don't allow deadlifts and talk about what type of gym might be best suited for you and your needs. Okay. So when we're talking about gyms that don't allow deadlifts, we're typically talking about like Planet Fitness, right? They have the lunk alarm, an alarm that goes off if you make too much noise or if you wear too much scantily clad clothing, that kind of thing. The gym that has pizza on Fridays and that kind of shenanigans. Now you have to remember that the big gyms, we're talking like, you know, all of the large chain gyms where you walk in and there are rows and rows of treadmills and equipment. Those gyms, the way they make a profit is by overselling the number of memberships than they can actually serve. So that means they want you to sign up, but they don't want you to show up. They lose money on the people who actually show up to the gym, putting wear and tear on their equipment. So if they do things like say, you know, oh, we don't want you to drop the weights, we don't want you to be too loud, that kind of stuff, they're basically, number one, they're preserving the longevity of their equipment. A lot of bars are not meant to be dropped. A lot of, deadlifts, depending on how heavy it is, might damage the floor over time. So they don't want you putting wear and tear on their equipment where they would have to replace it. But it really goes beyond this because they are catering to people who are already not gym people, who are maybe intimidated by the grunting and growling that can sometimes be necessary for certain types of training. There is a time and a place for grunting, growling, dropping weights, that sort of thing. It can be appropriate for certain types of training. But those people who are intimidated by those noises, who are intimidated by those types of people being in the same space with them, are actually a prime demographic for the type of gym that doesn't want you to show up, because they're saying, hey, here's a person whose habits, whose beliefs say that they are not a fitness person, they are not a gym person. So if we cater to them, sell memberships to them, they will be less likely to show up rather than somebody who self-identifies as a fitness person, as a gym person, who may want to at some point try a heavy deadlift and might have to drop it for safety's sake, right? So they're catering to people who they don't want to change their fitness habits. They want them to purchase the cheap membership and then never actually walk through the door. That is the goal. If you're one of the few people who has an LA Fitness or a Gold's, or, you know, like one of the big box chains, I think Gold's went out of business this year. A lot of gyms got hit hard by the pandemic, but the gyms that really focused on selling to people who are not gym people, they're doing all right because it's a small enough fee that people will just kind of let it go on their bill. And they'll think, oh, well, I'll start going next week. I'll start going next month. When I'm back from vacation, when I'm done with this project at work, I'll start again. So that's one type of gym culture, a gym culture that discourages you from actually coming in. If you're one of the few people who actually makes use out of this membership, congratulations for sticking it to the man, because you are making that company actually work for what they're promising, for what they're selling. And I approve of this shenanigans. But let's talk about the other end of the spectrum. Let's talk about, so like CrossFit gyms, for example. Now, they not only allow you to drop heavy weights, they encourage it. Many of the workouts in CrossFit gyms are big, explosive, and frankly, high risk movements. Olympic lifting is gorgeous. It's beautiful, but unfortunately, and I'm not saying this about all CrossFits, but there's a lot of CrossFit gym owners and coaches who haven't gotten really a very robust education in how the body responds to different stresses. And they're just like, yeah, go, go, go. And there's this very, very aggressive culture, competitive culture. I don't think they still have Pukey the Clown, but at one point the CrossFit gyms did have a mascot called Pukey the Clown, who was a clown that was vomiting because they prided themselves on working out until they spewed. So if you're into one of these gym cultures, they have a very different tactic than the big box gyms who they don't want you to show up. CrossFit gyms, they do want you to show up. They're going to charge you a lot more money for showing up. And that's a big point of confusion for people who are gym shopping. And they're like, why does this little CrossFit gym that has nothing charge so much more than this big box gym that has everything? It's like, well, the equipment in the small gym is actually getting used. It needs to be replaced. Many of the workouts need to be supervised to some degree, or should be. So there's a lot more that goes into it, a lot more labor and a lot more upkeep. So that's why they charge more. And they keep you there with sort of a cult sensibility, right? Creating a culture, as it were, and creating this very competitive, sort of stressful culture that works well for some people. Again, all of these different places I'm discussing will work well for some people. So you have one end of the extreme with the big box gyms. You have the other end of the extreme with like the really highly competitive, very aggressive CrossFit type gyms. And there's a lot of boutique gyms that fall somewhere in between, or specialty gyms that just do one thing, like they just do Soul Cycle, or they just do Zumba, or they just do yoga. And each of these niche gyms will focus on the type of person who's really into that one thing, right? And then you have a gym like mine, which is a virtual gym where I am coming to you via Zoom into your home and talking you through and coaching you through. And our gym culture at the Nerd Gym is very like, we're going to have fun. We're not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're going to use science-based exercise to get good results. But also, I understand that you have like other stuff to do during your day. So I'm not going to make you work out until you puke and be sore for a week afterwards, right? We're going to actually take sort of a more moderate, sensible, long-term approach to your fitness and make it fit into your lifestyle. And because I don't have the same overhead as like a massive gym where I have to oversell memberships that are cheaply priced, or if I don't have the same kind of pressure as like I have to create this aggressive cult environment to keep people in, because of all of that, we can take a much more moderate, what I would consider a sane approach to fitness. So no matter what you're trying to do right now with your fitness goals, if you're intrigued about maybe taking a martial arts class or a yoga class, or joining a CrossFit gym, or joining a big box regular gym, just understanding a little bit about the mechanics of the business behind those gyms can be important to your long-term success. Are you a very self-motivated, self-determined person who has no problem showing up no matter if anybody cares or not? Then a big box gym might be for you. You'll do just fine there, and you'll actually make use out of that equipment and make use out of your membership. Are you a really highly competitive person who bounces back from injuries fast and doesn't mind getting hurt once in a while? Then you might love CrossFit. Are you really into, a niche thing, like one type of activity? Then go and check out whatever local small boutique gyms are in your area. And if you want to do whole body workouts with strength, cardio, and also get help with nutrition and meal plans and all that good stuff from the comfort of your own home, but also like in a small, encouraging environment where I actually care if you show up, then go ahead and check out the Nerd Gym. Just give it a shot. Go to www.thenerdgym.com. That'll take you to our Patreon page. Sign up at any membership level, and we can do a free 15-minute consultation, and you can decide if it's the right kind of environment for you. Try it out and see if you enjoy working out with other friendly, supportive people from your own home. You don't have to commute. You don't have to go anywhere. I think it's the perfect solution, at least for people like me. So if you're trying to find that right solution to sort of integrate it into your lifestyle, check out the Nerd Gym. But yes, that's why some gyms don't allow deadlifts. Now, in your own home, can you do deadlifts? Heck, if you want to. If you don't have heavy weights, I'll work with whatever you got. You got options there. All right. So I hope that answered that question, and I will see you on the next one. Please go ahead and like, subscribe. I appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.